Hello foodies, this is Juan from Eating with Carmen Food Tours. A lot of people outside of Mexico think about chile or peppers first when you ask them which is the most common ingredient in our food. I've heard many different answers during my tours. Some have made me laugh. But it doesn't take much knowledge or expertise on Mexican cuisine to figure out that a lot of Mexican food is mostly corn with something else. It can be meat, vegetables, fungi, or well, just more corn in a different form. So I just wanted to give you a few examples of how much this is true, not without, of course, geeking out a little bit first as usual. Us Mexicans are children of the corn. It's all in the book. And I'm not talking about Stephen King's short story from 1977. The book I'm referring to is the Popol Vuh, the council book of the Maya Quiche people, first published in Spanish in the 18th century. The book narrates how the creators of the universe, Tepeu and Cucumatz, after creating Earth, wanted to create something that lived in it and adore them for their creation. Their first attempt was the animals, but the animals could not adore them. All they could do was animal sounds. So then, for their second attempt, they tried to create mankind. At first, they tried to build humans out of mud, but they were weak and dumb and did not survive for long. For their third creation, they wanted mankind to be strong and intelligent, so they made them out of wood. These humans reproduced for a while and populated the earth, but even though they were intelligent and strong, they were hollow inside and did not love or adore their creators. In Strike 3, the creators decided to annihilate them with a deluge, and the ones that survived turned into monkeys. Then, the fox, the coyote, the parrot, and the crow took Tepeu and Cucumatz to a hill where white and yellow corn was growing. There they realized this was the perfect substance for their creation, so they created 4 humans out of these materials, and they were beautiful, strong, smart, and they knew and could see all. They were so wise, they even seemed gods, so the creators put a veil on their heads. These 4 corn humans reproduced and their children populated the earth and adored their creators. So as you can see, the Mayan people are the real children of the corn. Tamal de elote. Firstly, why elote and not maíz? Mexican culture comes in part from the Mexica culture, and in their mother tongue Nahuatl, the word for corn is elotl. That's why in Mexico, we use the word elote more than maíz. Now, there are a lot of recipes and styles for tamales, and most of them are made with a corn dough or masa. And then, you fill that dough with really any type of meal you want. It can be fruits, vegetables, meats. I've even tried pistachio tamales, and they were great. Then, you wrap them up in something, most commonly corn husks or banana leaves. But one of the most traditional tamales in my birthplace, good old Tenochtitlan, also known as Mexico City, is the iconic sweet corn tamal. Here we have a tasty, surprisingly creative combo of corn filled up with more corn and then wrapped up in, you guessed it, more corn. Atole. When you can't eat more corn, you can always drink it. From the Nahuatl atole, which means watered down, it's a drink that's made by boiling corn dough on water with spices such as cocoa, peppers, and honey. Believe it or not, it's the most common beverage that goes with tamales. Nowadays, they prepare it with almost any flavor you can think of. Hernán Cortés, the Spanish conquistador, described this drink to be very energetic. And he was not wrong. I've seen construction workers go through a whole workday with just a tamal and a cup of atole in their bellies. Pozole, the ancient Mexica soup. Now, this is one of the things that is kind of mind-blowing for me from pre-Hispanic people. I don't know if you know this, but corn is particularly difficult to digest. Well, these guys discover a process that when broken down with limestone, digestion becomes easier. This process is called nixtamalización, and the masa is done by pressing the corn kernels against volcanic stone with a pre-Hispanic device called metate. However, they also prepared a soup, where they would first boil a particular type of corn, known as cacao simple, with slaked lime, and then they boil the corn again until it popped and added vegetables and meat. Some historians say that after they offered the hearts of the victims to the human sacrifices, the rest of the body was thrown in the pozole in the ceremonies. Nowadays, we mostly eat it with either pork or chicken, and there are a lot of other recipes, but none of them contain human flesh, as far as I know. Huitlacoche, or pre-eaten corn. I know I'm making it sound a little nasty, and to be honest, it doesn't look very nice either. And in most, if not all corn farms in the USA, it's considered a plague. But for the Mexica people, it was considered a blessing, and for us Mexicans, it's an absolute delicacy. I'm talking about a fungus that grows on corn, feeding on it, and as a result, making it easier to digest for us. In English, some people call it corn truffle, corn smut, or corn mold. But in Mexico, we know this beauty as huitlacoche or cuitlacoche, and it has been considered gourmet since pre-Hispanic times. I really urge you to get past the ugly appearance and give this cousin of the mushrooms a try whenever you get a chance. You will not get disappointed by the richness of its flavor. Not everything in Mexico is a taco. Yeah, the so-called taco shell by some people is actually called a tortilla, and it's generally made out of corn, although wheat flour tortillas are also Mexican and loved by all of us. And it's soft. No reason to call it a shell. Hard taco shells are not Mexican and shall not be mentioned in this video again. The world loves tacos now. We all know about Taco Tuesdays. However, tacos are just one of the many types of Mexican street food or antojitos. We have sopes, chalupas, guaraches, tlacoyos, picadas, gorditas, garnachas, itacates, peneques, albutes, panuchos, papazules, quesadillas, chilaquiles, tostadas, totopos, enchiladas, flautas, tlayudas, and these are just from the top of my head, and I could maybe think of more of them if I kept trying. And yes, they are all made with corn dough. Pura masita. Yes, it's all corn, but it's not just corn. All of these different dishes have so many different variations and are so unique in themselves that you can go a lifetime eating corn in this country without feeling that you're eating just corn. Well, that was just a taste of the world of corn that is Mexican food. I hope you enjoy it and you are more open to try all these different forms of corn this beautiful country has to offer. Until next time we see each other, this is Juan from Eating with Carmen Food Tours. Buen provecho!